Can you imagine if humans had leg power in their legs and their arms? Like if you had, like you're basically a horse that can stand on its back legs and use its strength, its horse strength in its front
that would
legs.
Be so gross. And you just have like,
it would be disgusting.
Instead of your forearms, it's just like your thick legs instead.
Ew, yeah, you have like thigh arms, like
yeah.
Oh yeah, but then it's like, would that change like people's like fetishes? Not to go that place immediately, but then people like, just like I love like a girl or a guy with just like thick arms. Yeah,
I love a girl or a guy with like thick calfy arms. You know
yeah,
I
like yeah, like good strong calf arms. I think what that would do is it would revolutionize sumo wrestling for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Well, let me ask you, in this scenario, are you swapping
the
strength of your arms to your legs?
That's a whole other level of freakiness. I think you have legs as arms. They have incredible power. And sumo wrestling is now a deadly blood sport.
Yeah. They're like legs, but like at the very end, it's just like little fingertips.
Yeah, you still got tiny little hands on the end of it.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Okay.
It's disgusting.
But it makes rollerblading easier.
Yeah, I guess so. Also, like, based on the way I've been living my life, also, I'd just be like, I'd be fine with swapping legs and arms, honestly. I know you were saying, like, a full horse boy, Paul, but, like,
yeah,
if the way I'm currently living my life, I'm fine with that, right?
That's kind of like the monkey from Jungle Book that walks on his arms and uses his hands.
Remember? Right, yeah.
Remember he would like
King Louie?
King Louie would walk. Didn't he walk like upside down and then he used his legs as arms, right?
I only watched the 2016 remake version. I don't watch the animated version.
Oh, well.
No, I don't know. Sorry, that's a weird take.
Jeez. Raven, maybe you can back me up on this then.
Yeah, he was pretty fucked up. Just like anatomically, just like a mess.
Like anatomically, there had to be something going. He had that goofy song he sang. Wasn't he kind of a traitor? Was he a traitor too? I don't remember who was traitors in that.
He wanted to kill mankind, I think.
Mowgli, right?
Yeah. He was like, teach me fire so I can burn you, basically.
Yeah.
He was trying to be like a forcing Prometheus. Like he was being Prometheus, but like he was forcing it. He was pulling it from the gods.
Right. And that's what happens is he gets fire and then cut to 100 years later, and that's the world of Talespin.
Wow.
Like, I've had that theory for a while that like they got nukes, right? Essentially.
Oh my god.
Planet of the Apes happened, and then they just kind of like take over the human world, and that's why like all of the Jungle Book characters are in, you know, like human buildings and wearing like suits and shit.
Were the ducks? Did the ducks like turn on us at the were they the last straw? Like the last we had the ducks on our side.
Are you referring to like the Duckburg, like the Darkwing Duck?
Wasn't Tailspin? Weren't the ducks in Tailspin, or was it all monkeys?
Wasn't it like Chip and Dale or something? Wasn't it bears and then like I thought it was Chip and Dale, unless I'm mixing up the shows.
No, I think you're right. I think Chip and
No, wait, what? Did they work in the bar?
Let's see, pills. I could have sworn there was like a little woodland creature there with them.
I thought so too.
Are you thinking of Kit, like Cloudcar or whatever his name was, like Baloo's friend?
Yeah.
Who had a cool like air surfboard?
Oh, this show is so confused because I was so young when it came out. I just remember being like, that looks like Baloo, but not actually knowing if it was him.
They were definitely friends. I agree with you. It looks like Baloo and it looks like King Louie. I'm telling you, that's just King Louie. You might be onto something, Chad, with this nuclear arms theory.
Yeah. I've done some research on this. Sorry to drop this randomly in the middle of a Goosebuds. Like, I'm obsessed with this theory that... Like, I did it when I used to work at Frederator. I did a deep dive in for like their YouTube series, Cartoon Conspiracy, that was like about this, and I'll get the bullet points. But they even say in Tailspin that there was, quote, like a great war that happened in the past.
What?
And Baloo is named Baloo, but he's like, I'm Baloo the 28th or something.
What?
So like, it is incredibly possible that these are like descendants of the Jungle Book world.
If they're gonna have dark lore like that, I need to see some gargoyle cameos.
Dude, I swear, Raven, I'm looking at a picture right now of the Tailspin crew hanging out with gargoyles. Look at this shit.
What?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's the Disney Afternoon MCU. I'm sorry, I just had the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That is a canon. That is a canon picture. It's
they
Disney
hang out
official.
during commercial breaks. Yeah.
Yeah, they hung out in between shows. For sure.
Okay, well, all right. So how do the alien ducks from Mighty Ducks, who work into the world of the sentient ducks of Duckburg?
You apparently have the lore.
That's a lot of lore. I know.
Maybe it's like a Prometheus thing to reference. You said Prometheus, so you meant like fire. I mean like the Alien movie Prometheus.
I got it. Alien ducks, alien hockey ducks came down, presented King Louis and Baloo with the nuclear weapons, and said, "You may have these. Destroy humanity." And then write your Bible about us, and then left.
Sure. I thought what you were about to... I love that, Paul. I thought what you were about to say is...
Okay.
A duck... I wish I knew any of their characters from Darkwing Duck, or from Mighty Ducks, their names, but...
oh, no. I think there was, like, one season of...
Slapshot, or whatever his fucking name is, comes down, and he opens up this, like, container with, like, duck DNA... and it's a hockey puck, but it's exactly like that container from the beginning of Prometheus, and he just pours it into the
waterfall, into the giant waterfall in the middle of the giant. Yes,
I'm like looking at Max in the lower right corner, and all I can think is like everything circles back to Kingdom Hearts because
oh my god,
Goofy and Max. That's how you can connect them. Just use Kingdom Hearts lore.
I was gonna say, does the secret, does the like Rosetta Stone of this idea exist within Kingdom Hearts? It's possible.
I don't know if I want to. I mean, Raven, are you like a Kingdom Hearts lore expert? Do you know the world?
First 2 games, I was like really with it, and then like all 100,000 of everything else that came out
that was
branded as KH. I checked out mentally.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I think this is a viable theory. Because there is just so much lore to sort through that we have no idea what's in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if Tetsuya Nomura knows what's all in there in the Kingdom Hearts lore, I'll be honest.
Yeah, he just moved on to hit Final Fantasy. He's ready to go with Final Fantasy. He's like, I need a tabula rasa here. Clean slate. Let's go.
But he still dreams of big keys, I bet, right? Like,
yes.
He still works it in. Welcome to Goosebuds, by the way. Sorry.
Hello.
That's well, Raven, we told you there might be a detour. There was a detour.
Oh, yeah. That was like right in the beginning.
I'm one of your hosts, Chad. Here with me is my good friend Paul.
Regular Paul. Regular
Paul. Oh, be glad that Wild Paul's not here. You don't want that.
No. I hope Wild Paul doesn't show up.
He's going to disrupt all your audio cables. And we are joined by a wonderful guest, a Raven. I don't realize it. How do you say it? Is it Bob Dunga?
Yes. I've had people say like Bob Dunga, all kinds of weird stuff. But yeah, it's Bob Dunga.
So, Raven, tell people what you do.
I do video essays and retro rewinds and kind of like think pieces centered around gaming. And sometimes I'll dive into like cartoons and just nostalgia from my childhood. Actually, I released a video a while ago. It's a Beyblade review. So.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wait, about the toy or the show, like the cartoon?
Oh, actually, I touched on both. It was a review of the game, but I ended up talking about the show for like 10 minutes.
I gotta see this now. I don't know anything about Beyblade. Was just like out of my window, you know. Like I was,
same.
It's a mess.
I spent all my money on Pokemon cards. I didn't have enough money to go down the Beyblade route.
Yeah. Beyblade is like something you play after like the card game for Pokemon gets boring. And then you're just like, you want to go Beyblade outside?
Yeah,
okay, let's go.
You need the visceral thrill of a Beyblade, right?
Yeah. It's like a Sky Dancer.
Oh, sure. The only thing I know about Beyblade is that apparently, canonically, like Moses had a Beyblade and he parted the Red Sea with one.
Yes! I talk about that in the video.
Wait, wait, hold on. That's not a bit? That's real?
No.
That's a real thing.
All right, I'm 100% on this video.
Obviously, we need to watch the video and to recommend everyone to check it out. But I said, are there other historical like moments that are tied to Beyblades, or was that it? Not that the Bible's history, but you know what I mean.
I think that could be it. I feel like there was something else that I touched on, but I think like the biggest thing for everyone was the whole like Moses lore. That was weird.
I think it'd be really funny if they were like, we think the magic bullet in the JFK assassination was a Beyblade.
Dude, it's great. My brain went to, did you know that Aaron Burr used a Beyblade? Like, did you know that he threw his shot and the Beyblade just fucking killed Hamilton?
I love that. I love that every political assassination in America was performed by a Beyblade.
back to Beyblade.
Reagan shot with a Beyblade.
Oh, but the Beyblade fell over too early. That's why Reagan lived, right?
Yes,
like the attempted assassination of Reagan.
Yes, it was. Well, it was a secret, like a dark society's Beyblade that had been.
Oh my god. And you know what's great? They actually sell Beyblades with like a laser pointer launcher on it. So I can just imagine
Whoa.
an assassination scene, like the Kennedy assassination, and you just see like a red dot.
Oh my
He's like,
God.
I'm about to let it rip in 3, 2.
They pull that rip card.
I do remember that famous scene in Steven Spielberg's Lincoln movie, where he's like, Abraham Lincoln's like, I think I'll go to a play tonight. And Mary Todd is like, who's already at this point, like, racked with mental illness because, like, she's played too much Beyblade. They lost her son, but also his Beyblade. She was obsessed with Beyblade. She's like, well, Abraham, will you take the Beyblade with you to the theater? He's like, I don't think I will tonight, Mary. I don't think.
And if he had his Beyblade that night, he would have been able to defend himself.
Exactly.
Oh, the sad history of our world. So, Raven, we brought you here today to talk about a book, Vampire's Breath.
Yes.
Now, what's your backstory with Goosebumps? Do you have any did you read them when you were younger? Did you watch the show?
Yeah, when I was younger, I would read them occasionally. Like, I had a few library books, so I would read those, and then I would, like, watch the show religiously on top of Are You Afraid of the Dark while being scared, by the way.
Well, yeah, you're writing that residual. I'm gonna guess you're writing the residual fear from Are You Afraid of the Dark into the Canadian Goosebumps TV show.
Yes.
Are You Afraid of the Dark? Also Canadian. We were talking about this recently.
Oh, you're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Both.
2 Canadian shows.
Did it feel extra comforting knowing that it was? Did you pick up that it was Canadian when you were younger?
I was like 6, so like, I just kind of like I feel like my frame of reference and like my worldview was so small at that age. I was just like, okay, this is on TV back to back because I guess like in Canada we have an abundance of Are You Afraid of the Dark and Goosebumps.
It's a national treasure.
Yeah, I would actually, my sister and I, my older sister, we used to have a little tent in our basement, so we would open the tent and we would watch Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark back to back, and it was terrifying, but a nice moment.
That is wonderfully spooky. That's a great moment.
So yeah, it was cozy.
Okay, cool. So you're familiar though with the stories and the style of R.L. Stine's spooks, right?
Oh yeah, really corny. But great.
Well, we picked a hell of a one for you to read with us today.
I loved this one, okay? Just like, as soon as you open the book, it's like, what's his name? The main character, Freddy? Was it Freddy?
Yeah, we have Freddy and Kara, right?
Yeah, Freddy, Kara, and then the little kid, Tyler. Freddy has like the worst kind of Napoleon complex. He's like, we're tough.
Yeah, dude.
We only do tough things.
These 2 kids are fucking brutal.
Yes.
Like,
You know what? I'm surprised that I don't know like how much I can give away about what we read, but I kind of thought when the vampires showed up that they're so used to fighting each other, I thought they would just kick its ass.
That's what I thought too. Yo, okay, so this book has so much Three Stooges level physical abuse going on. It's insane.
It really does.
Yeah, let's set the stage. We have it's Teddy or Freddy? Teddy?
Freddy. Yeah.
Freddy and like Kara are babysitting, and like I guess your parents are cool with a babysitter having a friend over. That was never my case.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
but they're babysitting this kid, and it's like, oh, we like to tickle you. And then they just start punching each other. They're just like, I got punched in the gut. That's Kara, my best friend. We love fighting each other.
Like, it's a good time when Kara makes me see stars. There was something about the adjectives he was using. I was like, okay, kid, back it up.
Yeah,
back it up.
Chill out, kid. All right, you're enjoying this pain a little too much right now.
This would be a thing on the Oprah show about like the way she'd be like worried about like the blackout club or whatever the myth of kids abuse.
Right,
like there's watching kids are punching each other in the gut until they see stars.
And she brings Kara and Freddy on, and they perform some violence on each other for her.
It's like, when did you guys start punching each other?
It was comical. Like the first after like the babysitting thing really doesn't matter to the plot, and like the kid never comes in again, or
That shocked me, actually.
Yeah.
I thought he'd be in the twist somewhere, you know?
Yeah, like it's like this weird setup. This Chekhov's child, right? At the start of this book, and he never comes back.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not like they're babysitting and then they discover the vampires.
Okay, I will say they're telling Tyler at the very beginning of the story a spooky story about werewolf breath, which sort of comes back. We don't have to jump ahead, but if you two know what I'm talking about, we that comes back at least, right?
Is that a part of werewolf lore ever?
No.
I don't even think so. Like, just something about the language in the first half. He was like, my hot breath, like, down your body. I don't know. It's weird.
It was weird.
Kind of weird.
Freddy's
it was
weird.
a little bit awkward.
Freddy's weird, man.
Yeah.
Freddy's like kind of like mentally abusive, and Kara's like physically abusive. They're both they're both fucked up kids.
He's like, I love scaring little kids. I'm like, are you... But you know what? Now that we say that out loud, it kind of makes sense when you realize what he is.
Oh,
you know?
my God, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
All right, you're already giving this book too much credit, but...
I don't know.
R.L. Stein is like, yeah, of course. That's what I meant.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like he's telling Tyler the spooky story, scaring the crap out of him, and Kara's beating the crap out of Freddy, and he's he's like talking about how they beat each other up like in like early years, and they became friends through their like fighting that they did with each other.
Yes.
Yeah. He was like, oh, I beat her up in the second grade, and then we became best friends.
Yeah, because we're tough.
But they don't care for each other. I was almost starting to like ship the two together. Like, are you guys just gonna be like punch lovers? Like, just get together.
Punch lovers.
I kind of had a feeling that like if they turned that into an episode, because I don't remember all the episodes, but I feel like if they did, they would try to make her a little bit soft, like a little bit of crush action. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I wonder if they made this one. This one seems like it seems like it's ripe for being a television episode, but
yeah.
But I know what you're saying. It's a little violent, though, and they would have to probably ease up the violence.
And there's not like castles in Canada, right, that they could shoot at.
There's not castles in America.
We do kind of have a castle. Yeah. What's it called again? Casa Loma. It's like a really old mansion, and it looks like a castle.
That's what I was gonna say. They talk about castles in this book in North America, and I think. They're just fancy houses, though, right? Over here.
Yeah, we got some random fancy stuff here.
Yeah, it's just... Well, Canada would have castles because y'all got the British lineage strong up there, you know? That makes more sense.
Oh, yeah, we got all of that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I guess, like, any house that's got, like, 3 floors and made of stone could probably count as a castle.
Yeah.
If that's the criteria, there are castles in my neighborhood, then, for sure.
Sure. There might have been one in Indiana that had like a nice brunch that you could go to.
Chad's in LA. You have the Magic Castle out there, so there's definitely...
Oh, yeah, we have the Magic... Yeah, we have... Like, our castles are more like, this is a famous beachfront property that a billionaire owned, right?
Right.
Like, that's... We have like Hearst Mansion or whatever, which might as well be a castle, but just... A publishing magnate bought too many things.
An evil journalism man owned this.
Actually, okay, now that I think they filmed some Goosebumps episodes at Casa Loma.
Oh, let's see this.
Here's a picture of what it looks like. I don't know if it's going to load, but it is actually legit castle.
Oh, so you guys have like does it have like crenellations on it?
I remember I visited one time and it was like it has a lot of stories, and there's like the highest part has no elevator, and you have to walk up like a tower. It's weird.
Okay.
But yeah, this is definitely a castle. I don't know what I was talking about.
This is the Canadian insight we needed, Raven. Thank you.
Raven, you might be our first Canadian guest, which seems wrong that we were dealing with this book series and show. That's a castle.
Yeah, we'll put it on the Twitter after this episode goes live. That's a castle.
That is a castle and a half. Well, I mean, yeah, that's a castle. Those bay windows, though. Whew.
I know.
That's showing the Paul that you're an adult now. You're like, that bay window.
That bay window, that's a feature right there. You can decorate around that feature.
Is that a breakfast nook in that kitchen?
I think that turret has 3 breakfast nook spots in it, potentially. Wow. That's a fantastic castle. Where is that?
In Toronto, and also during Halloween, they usually put lights up. But I have no idea if they're doing that this year because, Miss Rona.
The world's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so these kids beating each other up. they're not really good babysitters. I mean, I guess the kid is fine, but
I mean, the parents walk in to see like them tickling him, and then like, oh, did you tell him scary stories again? He didn't sleep that last night. You babysit him.
Yeah.
Well, here's your money. Tisk tisk.
I love how it was less scolding them and more just like, are you scaring the shit out of my son again? Okay, here's your check.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I am a pushover, so okay.
Wait, I didn't say you could have anything out of the fridge, though. That's crossing the line. So these they're not, babysitters. I guess they go home to Freddy's house and then just start wrecking the place. Like, they just start.
They have a full-on brawl.
They have more of a bloodlust, no pun intended, and then they just start like fights from Hot Rod, the Andy Samberg movie, just like smashing into shit.
Yeah, because he's got like a nice like gamer basement, but instead they turn it into like a fight club rink.
Yeah.
He has like a hockey table and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and they start bash brothering each other, and they're like. The way he writes this he's incredibly violent. They're like I forget what I have to look up some exact things that they say, but I think they like hit each other into a like thing of dishes, like a big china cabinet.
Yeah, like
right?
a
Kara
display,
drop kicks Freddy into a glass menagerie. It is fucking brutal.
And he knows karate. Like he said, he took karate or something.
Right.
So he tried to like kick her or something.
He uses his karate on her, which is probably against the main principle of karate, I would assume. I didn't take karate, but I think that's not what they teach you in karate. And he kicks her on the back of the leg.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I hurt her, but she's not that hurt because we're tough. It's like,
we're
okay.
tough. Raven, we had talked about this, like, I don't know, earlier this week, and you brought up that they talk about how tough they are. Please explain the one thing that you quoted to me about how the proof that they are very tough.
Oh, right. Because Freddy says early on in the book, he was like, we're so tough that we actually love when the teacher scratches the chalkboard.
What a weird,
tough.
What a weird thing to be like I'm into that and I'm proud of it.
Yeah, that's like a masochistic kid. Yeah.
Can you imagine the teacher like scratching the chalkboard and then you just look back and the two of them are like, yeah, fuck
yes!
yeah.
Fuck yeah, go again.
And then Freddy takes a ball of aluminum foil and starts chewing on it.
Oh.
Ew,
yeah,
gross.
Exactly. It's terrible. It's terrible.
These kids are fucked up.
I'm telling you, these are look. So Raven, we've been talking about Goosebumps for a while here. And one of the hallmarks of Goosebumps books is that the kids are usually like pretty big shitheads. And
oh yeah,
but with this book, these kids go beyond shithead, and they go into they're just mean, like kind of evil children.
Yeah.
But
and you know what's weird? Usually in books like this, one of the kids is like one's a straight man, the other one's like the wild card. But I found it odd that they were like, "Oh, I walked Kara home and we were both laughing about how much we scared that kid." It's like, guys, get a hobby. Like,
dude.
Yeah, they are pretty joined at the hip about like this mutual, which I gotta say, like, I think the fact that they are such. They're the two twins from Rushmore, if that reference makes any sense. Like,
yes.
Just those like two redheads that like to wrestle and just punch each other. Like, that is so weird when the big threat of this book comes up and they don't want to do that, right?
Yes.
Like, let's.
Yeah.
I almost want to jump to that, but let's explain
I do want to say that
in.
I would love to have directed the scene in the game room, because I would love to just film it with like blood splattering out of mouths and just like
it would just be like a Tarantino thing the whole way.
just slow motion, just absolute obliteration of each other's bodies, because that's what they're doing to each other. It's insane. She checks him with her shoulder in his chest and he chokes.
Yeah, but he loves to get winded though, remember? And he likes seeing stars, so he was probably like, she likes me.
They're
this is kids learning, like discovering things that they're kinks at in an unsafe way.
And no kink shaming. I mean, whatever. If that's what you're
And
into.
no parental supervision. That's how they learn. That's how they learn.
That's how you learn it the wrong way, kids.
It's like Freddy's internal dialogue is like, this is what I saw my parents doing.
Well, and again, to go to the ending, Raven, maybe?
Yeah, you're right, actually. So because, I guess they're violent just as a way to explain how they discovered the vampire.
It's definitely
right?
a way, yes, it's definitely a way to get us to the vampire.
Yeah.
They destroy so much of their basement furniture, which should get them in huge trouble, and they feel very little disregard about that.
Yeah.
They find a secret door that leads them to a tunnel under the basement in what they think is the direction of an empty lot next door that's actually not an important detail, doesn't go anywhere.
No, they do give us that detail for no reason.
Yeah, I could be like, well, that's going to mean something whoever owned the former property or whatever. But it's a basement tunnel leading to a cellar with a coffin in it.
Yeah, and they make the note of mom and dad don't know about this door either. And I was like, your parents did not buy this house and then set up a china cabinet without noticing the door behind it. I'm not buying this.
Exactly.
Please, kids.
That's a very
honestly,
good point.
When they talked about the little thing in the basement, I don't know if you... Well, you know what? I watched Parasite 2 nights ago.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Sure.
There's a scene very similar to that with the cabinet that you have to move over. So I was like, wow, that is really weird. Maybe whoever directed Parasite read Goosebumps.
Oh my god, it's particularly vampire breath and just like, but what if instead of a vampire there was a whole other family? Spoilers for Parasite.
What if instead of vampire there was just class warfare going on?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I'm ready to go out on a limb and say that that's true and that's what happened.
Yeah, I think the best picture winner of 2019 was definitely inspired by this book.
Yes. Oh man, yeah. So they find this door. They go down the thing. Go ahead, Chad. You were explaining it.
Oh, sure. I mean, I want to like build it out because they hem and haw over it, but it's a coffin. Like I've never seen a coffin before. Like, must be nice. Parents took me to funerals all the goddamn time, kid. Like,
I thought that too. Actually, I was kind of like, wow, you lived a pretty charmed life. You didn't see a coffin your entire 12 years that you've been alive so far.
I know, right? Yeah. Despite them being these violent kids.
I know. Right?
I never look at a coffin. I just put the bodies in them and turn away.
Oh my god. I was gonna say, they never even went to, a museum and saw, a mummy's coffin or anything like that.
Like a classic, throwback coffin. Come on, guys.
No. And I don't even know if the parents were home, honestly. They might have been out running errands and kept thinking, at this point, I don't know. Let your parents know. Let your parents know there's a dead body buried
Well, that's
in here,
what I think. I do think that Freddy tries to do that, right? He says he wants to do that. Maybe. I don't recall. But then they're messing with each other and egging each other on and being not they're being toxic. Let's just be real. They're being toxic to each other.
Well, yeah. And at this part I really wanted to talk to you guys about because I was so thrown by this. They open the coffin.
Uh-huh.
It's definitely a spooky coffin. There's satin or something inside. But there's nothing in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they find the bottle of vampire breath, right?
Yeah.
And then the vampire's in there.
Well, they open the bottle up. They fight, of course, over the bottle.
Yeah.
And
because free bottle, you got to take it. You might hit each other over the head.
That's it could be a leg up in this obvious arms race these two children are having. So Kara tries to open it, right? And then Freddy fights with Kara, and then they drop the bottle and it opens. And then yes, a Dracula does appear. But the best thing is Kara tries to gaslight Freddy into thinking that he tried to open the bottle, which I thought was really messed up on Kara's part.
Yeah, it was really weird.
She's totally right. She tells him, she's like, you tried to open it. And I'm like, Kara, you 100% tried to open that thing.
Yeah. No, that's definitely where it kind of seems like it feels like Three Stooges or something, just because of how aloof they seem to their own toxicity.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sure.
Their own rampant evil that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Anyways,
I didn't get the impression that the vampire came from the bottle. Like I Dream of Jeannie. It was just sort of.
Yes.
You
yes.
didn't see it the first time, and then suddenly the vampire was in the coffin. It's like
Yeah,
it's not important, but it really
yeah.
confused me.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure either. Like, I didn't think he popped out like a genie, but like I thought maybe he was there and they just missed it.
Yeah,
I
like
guess they just missed the body. They just like, yo, free bottle, dibs. Like just push past them.
Yeah, I mean, well, you think about it, like they do when they do see the body, they look at it and it has every cliche Dracula-looking thing on it, and they do not realize it's a Dracula right away.
Yeah, they're like, he's in a suit. He's got he's bald with his skin stretched across his skull like a light bulb, which was an interesting description.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And like arms folded across, and they're like, maybe just like an old man, should we wake up? Or whatever they think it is.
They see the bottle and they're just like, yo, a bottle, and just pass the body
Again,
entirely.
again, free bottle. These kids are so excited about this free bottle.
Yo, that's worth 10 cents in the recycling center. We take it in there. I wanted so bad. I know it's on the cover, the vampire breath bottle, but like I so wanted to know more about like the label that's on it. But there's nothing else besides vampire breath. I'm like, was it like a fully printed label? Was it like there's no like FDA like calorie count or anything?
Right.
Like the recommended dosage.
Yeah. Is this? Yeah. Do we like? Has this been like? Is this like a bootleg or sorry, not bootleg, a moonshine? Like is this like a moonshine situation here, or what do we got going on?
Exactly. And I think it's important to call it that. Yeah, they had opened the bottle, it filled the room, and they all want to throw up and gag. That's how bad it smells.
Yeah, it's sour. It's
a sour smell. Yeah.
A classic sour smell.
So that's the first one. Nothing happens other than sudden vampire. Or we notice vampire. Then Mr. Darkwing Duck, what's his name? Like Nightwing?
Oh, Count Nightwing, yeah.
Oh, he's Nightwing? That's right. Oh
not affiliated with DC, just Count Nightwing. Is like, oh God, where am I? How long has it been? Like, it's like he's just like Rip Van Winkle more than anything.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. He does like a "what year is it" meme, and then he's like, "I'm so thirsty."
And this is the best part: is he is fucking thirsting, dude, and like he will not shut up about how thirsty. This guy has the worst dry mouth of all time.
Yeah, it kept saying that like his lips were smacking together.
I know, dude. It's so gross. You're like, dude, you are like mucusing hard, man. Like, get this guy some vampire breath. He needs it.
And I don't remember the order. Maybe you guys do better, but it's him like, where am I? Okay. Where's my vampire breath? I need this to live. But also, I can't eat your blood because I don't have my fangs. Where are my fangs? Which is never a part of vampire lore that I am familiar with.
Yeah, I thought what happened was that he was so old that his fangs just like fell off or something.
Yeah.
But then I was confused because they kind of made it seem like the vampire breath, aka the G Fuel, because that's honestly what it is.
This is straight up.
That would like make his fangs grow back.
This is straight up G Fuel, aka V Fuel in this world. This is the shit that gets their electrolytes pumping. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you guys happen to have the page? I screenshotted it on my other computer, so I don't have it in front of me, but he describes what vampire breath does, and it's everything. He's like, it it'll help me remember, but also it like freshens your breath and makes your skin. It's like RL kind of just making a joke about it, I guess. Like it's almost like an infomercial about all the things vampire breath does.
He says it restores your memory. When you live for hundreds of years, it's hard to remember things. Or is it? There was like more.
Yeah, there's like a whole like laundry list of. Oh, here we go. I think I've got it. Everything, Count Nightwing shouted. Vampire breath does everything for a vampire. It allows us to travel in time. It can make us invisible and reappear again. It keeps our skin smooth and clear. It's like a skin regimen for them as well. It gives us energy, G Fuel. It helps us sleep. It keeps our bones from drying to powder. Also G Fuel, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what G Fuel does. And it freshens our breath.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder, what does blood do? Is blood just like, is blood the side thing? Is it like, well, it'd be nice. I'm very thirsty. Like a drink.
Yeah, blood is like a...
Yeah, like, blood is okay, but that fucking G Fuel?
I need that. I need that fuel, baby. I need it. I think this... I just want to... We try to... we try to always figure out what these books are really about. I think this is about dependence upon stimulants. This is what I think this book is about.
Huh.
Oh, you think he's a roid user?
Yeah.
guess.
I think these vampires were sold some bad stuff, probably by a werewolf, and that caused them to. Now they're addicted to this stuff.
Okay, so it's a metaphor for the opium epidemic.
I think Purdue Pharmaceuticals sold this to them.
No, I have a completely different angle. I feel like he's addicted to it like G Fuel, and he's just waiting for his sponsorship.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Okay. All right.
In another version of this book, the kids get him on like a Twitch scholarship. A Twitch scholarship? Sorry.
No, they're scholarships now.
Scholarships now. You're going to go to Twitch college, and they're like, you just got to listen. He's like, I can only stream nights, and they're like, great. That's awesome. That's actually
perfect.
A bonus.
We're trying to fill that slot.
That coffin that he's in is actually just like a gaming racer chair that's like all fucked up.
That is so fucking cool, though. Think about that. That's so rad.
Dude, if that was your backdrop, like your sick ass coffin with like RGB lights around the edge of it, right?
Oh, you got your cooling fans on the side. Oh my god, it's both like your chair and your rig. Oh my god, this guy is so cool.
And like all of like the flamed comments, like all of the people shit talking him are just like werewolves.
Oh, you know it's werewolves. You know the werewolves are in there trolling the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of this book is this moment where like as he's like, I'm gonna eat you guys, and they run down the hallway back out. And there's like that great like classic vampire idea of he's just like floating behind them in the hallway, like just after them. Which I think I know it's a reference to other films, but I think of so much of how much What We Do in the Shadows do that exact shot well.
I was getting big. Like, obviously, What We Do in the Shadows came out well after this, but this, like, book reminded me of that show and movie so much.
A lot, for sure. If you anyone listening to the show, if you haven't watched both the movie or the TV series, it's some of the best, like, horror comedy. But he chases them down the hallway, then gets ahead of them, and then I think the girl's idea is, like, let's just run back the other way and see if it tires him out.
It's like, you're only good at punching, aren't you, Kara? Like...
I think I can outpunch this guy.
But that's what confused me, because once they found out that he had no teeth, I thought it was going to be a moment where like they look at each other and they just go ham on him.
Yeah, like they should have just fought this dude. I mean, like
you're in the wrong house, old man. Just start stomping him.
Yeah. Get back in your RGB box, old man.
So it's essentially like, besides deciding he wants to drink them, Count Nightwing is like pretty cool about like, okay, well, just help me find the vampire breath so I can teleport back to the past.
Yeah.
And I don't know why this really threw me. I was just like, but vampires know like time passes, right? Like it's not like he fell into a portal, right? Like to reference like what's that 80s movie where they the kids fight all the Universal monsters?
Monster Squad?
Monster Squad, thank you. Like, it's not like there was like a portal at the beginning of the movie and the vampire got like sucked into it or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's just like he went to sleep and then he woke up and was like, what year is it? I gotta go back in time. I'm like, are you guys just doing this nonstop? Like, what the fuck is your life? It was so weird to me.
The time travel element was a big surprise. Was not expecting that.
So it's so insane. So he's like, give me the vampire breath and I will just leave you here and I will go back to the past where I'm pretty sure I left my fangs.
Yep. Uh-huh.
They do. So weird. Right? They open the bottle. And also after a bunch of time, Count Dracula's like, I'm getting very tired waiting for you guys to find my bottle. I'm like, well, help them look, motherfucker.
There's like
it made me so mad.
There's like a whole chapter where they're just searching for this bottle, and it's like
in a dark room. I was like, what is he gonna do? And not to even get more nuance, like, is that the only way to drink blood is with fangs? Like, just fucking like break their necks, like just pop them open like a Mondo drink or whatever,
or like what were those old Kool-Aid twist top things?
Yeah, exactly. Just pop one of their heads off and just guzzle them down if you really want some blood, dude. Like.
What the hell were those things called, those Kool-Aid things? Remember those?
One was Mondo, and then what, Kool-Aid, like, Jammers?
Was it the Jammers?
Oh my god, it was Jammers. Well, no, you know what? A Jammer was basically a Capri Sun. It was a fake Capri Sun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm finding one right now because I remember the caps of all of these. This is going to be a really niche reference.
I'm calling it a Kool-Aid squeezer in my mind. It's definitely not that, though.
The one online that you can order now from Walmart, they still make them, are just called Bursts.
Oh, Burst is it. Yeah, why don't you just Kool-Aid burst their head, right?
Okay, all right. Well, yes, you burst their head. By the way, I never got to talk to anyone. Did you guys, when you ever took the caps off a jammer, not a jammer, a burst?
A burst or a jammer, whatever.
Or a Mondo. Did it look like a little spaceship to you and you guys pretend it was a spaceship?
Chad, that's cool. I never got to do that, though.
Oh, so fun. These like little plastic spaceships. You're just like, yeah, you fly around by the pool.
I just got caught up trying to suck the last ounce of juice out, because there'd always be a little bit of juice stuck in it, you know?
Yeah. That and like the ones that are just like little plastic barrels filled with sugar. Like that was just unhealthy to give kids. I'm sure they're still doing it, but Jesus
fantastic.
Christ.
Oh, chugs. Were you guys allowed to have that? And I feel like Canada's like careful about that stuff as opposed to us.
They were called chugs?
Chugs, yeah.
Chugs?
Did you have chugs, Raven?
We had. Let me see. What are
Chugs drinks. I think it was Chugs with a Z, I believe.
Okay, because I searched Kool-Aid Chugs. I'm just getting a bunch of videos of people like downing gallons of Kool-Aid, and it's making me sick.
They are not called. I don't think, I might be wrong. I don't think they're called Chugs. I don't remember what they're called.
That's a Philly slang you guys had.
I'm seeing like slushies when I typed in Chugs.
Yeah, Chugs is wrong. I was wrong on. Oh wait, hold on. Chug Jug. I found it. No, they're called Hugs. Hugs drink. Google Hugs drink. Take that. Give that a look.
I like your name way better, Paul.
Well, I saw Hug, and you're supposed to chug the thing, so that's why I called it.
Wait, it's called Hug Strength?
Yeah, dude, they're like little barrels. They're barrels.
Little
with
Hug fruit barrels.
Top.
Yeah, you just pop off that little plastic cap and just like get a bunch of sugar juice in you.
Yeah, it's a like an infusion of sugar into your body.
I feel like we have something that looked like this.
Did you guys?
We probably did. I feel like I don't think I have one myself, but I've seen drinks like that.
I feel like this is something that Canada would responsibly have like turned away at the border.
This was like if any sort of like elementary school sports, afterwards, whoever's mom was in charge of snacks, if they brought one of these like fruit barrel drinks, they were the coolest mom.
Yes.
They were the Sorry, that was a long detour, but you just triggered like a sense memory.
I just wanted to know if Canada had the sense to say no when those were coming across the border. They were just like,
I feel like we wouldn't, because we had weird stuff like, if you Google chubby drink, we had things like...
Chubby drink?
Chubby drink? Because it makes you chubby?
Oh, I see them. They're so cute.
Yeah, it's got a little chubby boy on it, and I feel like that was just jam-packed with sugar.
Oh yeah. That's what I think that's your version of a hug. That's cuter. The guy on
it's
a
little fat bottle.
It's a little chubby guy. Yeah,
I love it. Oh, there's a banana one. Fuck.
That's probably disgusting, but I want to drink it real bad.
No, yeah. I want it. Anyway.
So they pop the top of that chubby full of vampire breath.
It's officially that's what I'm envisioning the vampire breath is now.
Yeah, sure. Right. It's just a little chubby. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm like, well, you guys are in the fog. You need to get out of the fog. But they just stand there in the time travel juice and are teleported back to Romanian times, wherever and whatever they are.
I think it's 100 years ago in Ohio. Here's the thing that I don't believe.
They said Ohio?
They're in Ohio. They are in Ohio. Here's the thing I don't believe. There's no fucking cliffs in Ohio. There's not one cliff in Ohio.
I don't know, for some reason I didn't think that they stayed in the same space, but that's really funny to me. I just assumed they like teleported the other part of the world.
Oh.
But no, it makes less sense than they did, so that's fine with me.
You know what? I'm willing to I'll take whatever time travel theories you guys have for this, because I don't know how it works.
This one didn't make any sense. This one,
the science was super. And you know what else is funny? I love when this might have been a little bit ahead when they were like, they were trying to get him to explain the science and to do his magic, and then he's like, "I'm a vampire, not a magician."
I love that line. I love that line. I wrote that line down because I was like, that is the biggest shade coming off this guy. He's like, "Fuck you, kid."
Exactly.
I'm an eternal ass being. Get fucking bent. I'm not doing magic for your ass.
I'm eternal. We all have jars of fog. We need him to live. Don't worry about it. Like, it's just kind of. For some reason, my mind is now just like Tim Robinson from I Think You Should Leave, just yelling like, "Listen, we're all trying to find the vampire breath, okay?"
Yep. I loved it. I fucking wrote that down because that was so good. That was just,
yeah, me too. That was just clever.
That was one of those lines, Raven, where I was like, this is a funny line, whether it's intentionally funny or not. No matter what.
Yeah.
Like, if he was trying to be serious, if he was trying to be serious, it's funny. If that was a joke, RL, you got one. You got me with that one.
You did it. What happens next? Raven or Paul, do you
Raven, feel free to take us on the journey some more.
Oh, they end up in like this, I think was it a castle with a bunch of coffins in it, like a shelter for vampires or something?
Yeah, like a home for vampires.
It was a co-op, I thought.
Co-op, vampire co-op. Yes.
Yeah, and basically they're like, "How the hell did we get here?" And like, that's when that line comes in because they ask him to bring them back, and he doesn't even see that they're there until later.
Yeah, all the vampires wake up and fly away and do not even pay attention to the fresh blood chilling in their room.
Yeah, they all keep saying, like, "I'm thirsty." Like, they all wake up just kind of groaning that.
Dude, everybody is thirsting crazy in this book. In the context of 2020, this book takes on a whole different meaning with a bunch of people saying...
Yeah, I would have maybe given him a note to be like, "I hunger," or something, then...
yeah.
Then, like, "I want to get my fangs wet," or whatever he wrote.
For the ebook re-release, I would advise him to change the language in this book.
Change references, just like a big-ass note.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Find and replace the word thirst throughout this book, please.
Update with the times, please.
Raven, please. What happens next?
It's weird because, like, when he does see them, then he doesn't he doesn't attack them. He's just very casual. He's like, "Oh, what are you guys doing?"
Yeah, he's just like,
Nightwing's like, "Oh, you guys are still here?"
Yeah, he's just like hanging out with them, right? Like,
it's like, "You guys aren't allowed to be up here. What are you doing?"
It honestly had like kind of like a buddy cop vibe going on for a little bit, like where they're just like hanging out with their new friend, the vampire, their new friend, Captain Nightwing.
I like Captain Nightshade. Count Nightwing is pretty good.
I think like once they realized that he can't bring them back or something. Didn't he say that he needed more vampire breath, and then he kind of gets them to look for more?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he adds that like they all need vampire breath. They all like hide their own bottles of it, but they live together to protect their vampire breath bottles.
Yeah, I love this like new addition to the lore. I think when RL is at his best is when he's just making up new lore that nobody has ever thought about. He's just like, I'm just gonna throw some new wrinkles in Dracula lore.
Well, I could go down to the library and do some research about vampires, but
fuck it.
Fuck it, print. Fuck it. I'm not going outside. Like Count Nightwing, I think does like, it's a pretty solid vampire all in all. He's like, you're stuck here. There's no way to go. He doesn't say it's a one-way trip, but he kind of just talks like the vampire breath takes you back. Like, even though that's not how it works at all. He's like, well, I'll just make you guys vampires.
Yeah. You know how they said they had a room of like empty vampire breath bottles or something?
Yeah, uh-huh.
It's weird when he said that he was guarding his own bottle, because like, then how does he get a new bottle? Like, if he loses it, can he? It was that was weird. That confused me.
The resource itself of vampire breath is incredibly confusing. If like, is there a like Quasimodo who comes by once a week and drops off like new bottles of vampire breath?
Well, we're
out of stock.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We're alerted, right? That he tells us that vampire blood is a scarce resource now. We've reached peak vampire blood, and it's about to like peak oil. It is about to disappear from the earth.
I guess so. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's a renewable resource in any way.
No, they've made a foolish pact with the vampire breath.
So he's like, well, the only way to go to the future would be I turn you into vampires. I'll be honest, maybe because I've been watching What We Do in the Shadows, that sounds pretty fucking rad. Like you get immortality, you can spend 100 years like just plotting out what your future's going to be. Mm-hmm. You can Back to the Future it where you know all the things to bet money on, right? Even as a dumb kid.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think the stock market has even been invented, so they can probably get
the stock market, right? Like just create that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no, we don't want to be vampires. And they just keep running from this very nice offer.
Yeah, so he's like, I gotta find this bottle, and then I think, right, like Kara and what's their plan again?
I don't know.
Weren't they going to find the bottle and then try to use it to time travel themselves back? Because they thought, if we think about home, maybe the bottle will bring us back.
Yeah, there's some like Wizard of Oz shit going on here. We just gotta wish in our minds when we do this.
Pretty big Hail Mary.
Apparently, it's not the damn vampire that's doing it. Because again, he's not a magician. So
he's not a dang magician. You're not getting any help. You're not getting any help from Nightwing here.
Yeah.
They go around their house. Here's an observation I have about vampires. Why do they bother buying furniture? They just cover it with sheets anyway, and they don't use it. They just sleep in their dang coffins, right?
You're fucking right. I guess so.
I'm doing my like Seinfeld stand up here about this.
What's the deal with buying a chair? You hang from the ceiling.
It's Jerry Seinfeld except with like a cape and a tiny, tiny little fang, and then that's just like a whole new person. That's the vampire Jerry Seinfeld.
Sorry, now I'm just like, my brain is just spinning with like scenes of Seinfeld of like George coming in and going, "She's a werewolf, Jerry! She's a werewolf!" And just like,
oh boy. So they go looking right through the house. Right.
Yeah, and by the way, Kramer would definitely be a Frankenstein.
Right. Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Sorry. Yeah, they're going through the house, just, I guess, both running from Count Nightwing and looking for vampire breath. Mm-hmm. And Count Nightwing still doesn't remember where his bottle was.
Yeah. They do this great thing where they try and find a window to jump out, and when they do, they just jump out of it without looking at what's below it.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
That part was fantastic because they just let go. Freddy just lets go. He just like, catch me, and just drops off. Nightwing, again, we're talking about Nightwing. Nightwing's a pretty good vampire. Saves his life.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's trying to keep them alive, like, or if anything, right? He's like, doesn't want them to perish.
He's really down for them to be vampires.
Yeah, like he's like, look, I've only watched, What We Do in the Shadows and a couple other vampire movies. Don't know a ton about vampire lore, but from what I do know, when a vampire wants to make you into a vampire, you gotta accept it because they're pretty stingy with that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a very rare thing to hand out, and it'd be better than being dead, right? Like, right?
Yeah.
If you had
honestly,
to pick...
I think he didn't want to kill them, and it feels like it's because he could sense that they had fight in them because of how messed up they are.
That's a great point. I think he should fear, rightfully, making them vampires because then they will have vampire strength and their anger inside of them.
Right,
yes.
Right. Also, it seems like vampire breath is a very limited resource. So do you really want to add more vampires to the... Vampire breath should be like, I don't want any more vampires because like they're going to eat all my breath. They're going to take my jars of delicious juice.
They're going to eat all my breath.
They're going to eat all my breath.
I just love that sentence. I just like that sentence a lot.
They're gonna eat all my breath.
Oh, you could put that on a tombstone. Just be like, they ate all my breath. That's it.
The kids ate all my dang breath.
What happens next? Is this when they find the Dakota Fanning vampire?
Yes.
Yeah, Gwendolyn. The only reason I remember her name was because that's my D&D character's name.
That's a dope D&D character's name.
That's a good one. And she's a duplicitous little vampire, okay?
Yeah.
She lies to them so hard. She tells us she's a thrall, right? That she's cleaning coffins all day. And you're like, oh, I feel bad for you, And then she plays them, and then what is her game? She just lures them to a spot to be able to suck their blood.
She's just hungry.
She was them like cornered, but she's like, come with me to an even more private place.
When she brought them into like that nook, and she was like, I'm so thirsty. I was like, oh, it's what's his name? It's Nightwing. I almost said Darkwing.
Oh, you thought Nightwing just was like, I'll just fuck with him a little bit, dress up.
He's like Gene Parmesan from Arrested Development, just wearing random disguises.
Oh man, that's great.
I was just messing with them or something, but no, it was just random vampire pretending to be a human being playing with her food. It was weird.
Yeah, it's great. And they just like, just like as if Nightwing was just like a little bored and was like, I'll just have a little fun here. but yeah, so she tries to suck their blood. I think, they're like running from her, right? And then Nightwing shows up, and then they have a classic vampire hiss off.
That was great. They fight over the kids. Nightwing's looking out for them.
I started thinking of Twilight, like, immediately.
Yes, it was getting like huge, like looking at each other and spinning around in circles and hissing, right?
Yeah, we don't actually see the fight. I think they do that like if this was a movie or TV show with a low budget, it'd be like as they're starting to fly up on wires, the kids get out of there. We have no time to watch a vampire fight. This would be the coolest fucking thing in the world.
Like, they run away, and all you see are like the shadows of the vampires, and then it goes to the next
cool
scene.
shadow, right? Cool shadows, so that we can do it with mannequins. We're good, right? I love, and I love that Freddy, as he's running away, is like, I wanted to see that fight so bad. He like thinks about it, like how.
Bet I could learn some cool new moves to use on my friend.
Yeah.
Oh man, you know what? He's so weird. Why didn't he want to be a vampire? Like, look at how he behaves in real life.
He is a perfect candidate to be a vampire, without a doubt.
Yeah. I'm surprised he wasn't thrilled.
Same. Well, you called this out, Raven. Like, this would have been perfect foreshadowing based on their violent tendencies, right? If they had actually wanted to be that. And like, you could almost do this whole book with the same idea of just like, okay, now we're back in, I keep thinking it's Ohio. It's Ohio, Transylvania. Like, they're back there and Nightwing's like, well, I'll help you guys become vampires. And they're like, fuck yeah, but first you gotta help me find the vampire breath. Like, all of this could still happen almost.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we don't need the time travel. That's just a fun little wrinkle that RL decided to throw that into this, right?
Yeah, I guess it raises the stakes for what happens after Nightwing saves them from Dakota Fanning, Gwendolyn.
What happened after? Because I feel like they spent so much time in like the beginning, and then like because like we're almost finished.
Yeah,
like,
it speeds
like
along.
Wraps up quick.
Yeah, I think what happens right is they're running. And then they find the room of empty bottles of vampire's breath, right? Is that the next part?
Oh, okay. That's when, like, the other weird Three Stooges kind of thing comes in, where they're using, like, a lot of, like, wordplay, like, oh, he threw the bottle there, and I threw it there, and I went down there. It was
oh my
they were
God,
having
dude.
a battle, remember?
Dude. Oh, the fucking monkey in the middle scene?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about this when I was writing it. Paul, please describe it.
This is the most egregious use of double fake out I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. I was going to say it reminded me of like when you're writing something for class.
Yes.
And you spend a lot of time at the beginning and then you just like hold off on the project until the last minute.
He's like, shit, I gotta...
like, and then everybody died at the end.
Oh, the deadline's coming up. Okay, they find a bunch of stuff. They throw it back and forth. Oh, fuck. Yeah, like he has them find this room full of empty vampire breath bottles. And they're like, well, there's got to be one in here, right? And I think actually, we keep wanting to call him Captain Nightwing. Count Nightwing shows up and is like, I hid a bottle in here that's full. And they're like, well, we're going to find it. So like simultaneously, everybody's looking for it, right?
Yeah.
And so that happens for like a chapter.
And then there's a bit of we think we have the bottle, but we don't. It's empty.
Right. We're not told that. We think that they have the bottle. Then, Raven, as you said, they have their wonderful, like, woo, 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 throwing the bottle back and forth, you know? Like, they're alley-ooping it, throwing it between their legs and stuff. And this vampire, this all-powerful vampire, can't catch it with these two kids.
I also love that it was summoned with and then the words echoed out across me, monkey in the middle. I could barely hear Kara's words. And then I remembered, we sometimes play monkey in the middle with the kid that we babysit. I'm like, probably could have put that in the opening scene. Probably could have, re-edited that to foreshadow.
Like a foreshadow or something.
Yeah, come on, a little foreshadowing here.
Instead, just like, no, there's that time we play catch over him. And then, we forgot the vampire has major ups.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that like the one game they play with Tyler is like so tame and so innocent when all I can think of is them beating the shit out of him and telling him scary stories.
These kids, I mean, I guess we have to be thankful that Tyler was spared from their abusive games that they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they spend this whole chapter throwing it, and then he catches it, the vampire catches it, and then he's like, oh, actually, that was a fake bottle. I realized that I didn't grab the right bottle. They grab another bottle, and then they do the same thing, I think. They throw it back and forth again.
Yeah. By the way, that pissed me off. I was like, oh, they're gonna get... What? Like,
Yeah.
I remember being like, there's no reason.
That's not
He
fair.
He probably, R.L. Stein probably had like a certain amount of pages that he wanted to fill out. And he was like, you know what? We'll do it again.
Leave it in. Run it back. Run it fucking back.
Stephen King gets to write the same books about people trapped in buildings over and over. I'm doing another chapter.
Fuck that guy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so they do it again, and then here's the best thing. I don't know if you guys thought about this, but they do it again. They drop the bottle, and then Freddy's like, oh man, we screwed up. We lost it. I'm like, Freddy, the bottle opened up still. It's the same thing as taking the top off.
Yeah, they actually should have just smashed all the bottles. They just said, fuck this room, and just started breaking. They would have loved that. They would actually have been all about that.
Oh my god, it would have been like Zelda or something. Just break all of it.
Smash all of their precious vases. Yes. Or yet throw each other into them. They could have roughhoused in there, you know?
Yeah. It should have been... You ever see that scene in Wet Hot American Summer where, like, they just run into the nurse's office and just start smashing shit while they scream?
Yeah.
It just means that. I mean, that with vampire jars.
If we were directing this episode, absolutely what would have happened, right?
So fun. So fun.
Definitely.
So it cracks open, the dragon's breath, the vampire's breath spreads everywhere, and they're whisked home along with Count Night. I wanted to call him Nightshade. Why can't I get this guy's name right? Count Nightwing.
Because it's so generic, it blends into all spooky words, Paul.
Yes. Yeah. So they're brought back. He threatens them again in the games room. And then Mom and Dad come down. Raven, please take us home. Explain what happened.
Oh, jeez. Okay. The ending for this. There are so many ways they could have went with this. And honestly, I was surprised when the parents came downstairs and they saw the vampire, because usually in stories like that, they always have that weird scene where it's like the kids see something, but then once the parent shows up, it disappears.
Yeah.
We're pleasantly surprised to find out that, I almost called him Darkwing again, Nightwing is actually related to Freddy.
Yep.
And it's because the mother is Nightwing's kid. So they're all vampires, except for Kara, who just is like standing there and is like, oh, I knew you were weird, Freddy, but damn, I didn't think you were that weird.
Yeah, which is like, come on. Freddy's dealing with some shit right now. Freddy just learned something.
Maybe don't insult them as they're thinking maybe they could kill you, right? Like there's...
Yeah.
I loved that detail of the mom going, oh, like, Daddy, you're awake. We didn't know whether to wake you or not. Like, that kind of...
I love the part where she's like, Dad, you left your teeth in the bathroom.
The dentures, the vampire dentures.
Oh, yeah. Also, like, it's a bathroom that, like, the kid... I read that as the bathroom in the basement that we never use or something.
Yeah.
But, like, that means the kids have just been, like, playing Sega Genesis down there while two, like, vampire teeth just, like, sit in, like, Alka-Seltzer or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They never had to pee really bad and use that bathroom. They always ran upstairs. Get real, kids.
Like, can you imagine when Freddy has company over? He's got like 6 other kids over, and one of them's like, "Can I use your bathroom?" He's like, "What the fuck is this?"
I guess I could believe it in like the last apartment my girlfriend and I lived at. We, for whatever reason, it had 2 bathrooms we didn't need. We had 2 and we only needed 1, so we just let one become the spider bathroom. We were like, that one, we don't need it. It just, like, we started to store towels in there, and then there were just too many spiders. Like, the spiders get that bathroom. And then we just closed it up and never used it until we moved out. So maybe that's what it's like. Maybe it's that.
The spider, it's a spider bathroom. There it is.
I know I sound very, like, bourgeoisie to be like, well, I had 2 bathrooms.
I had
a spider bathroom.
I think it's nice that you gave it to the spiders. That was nice of you to do that.
Yeah, it was like half unwilling, but we were just like, we're not going in there. There's too many.
I can't remember, but did the mother and the father turn into bats and then they all flew away?
Oh,
or
yes,
something?
they did.
Like,
yeah. everything was so batshit crazy that I literally batshit crazy that I forgot about the fact that they just like are like, surprise, son, and they just fly off.
Oh yeah, you won't get your fangs for 100 years. They say too. That's why you haven't grown any yet. But also they can fall out.
He was like, I want to go for a walk, and they all just fly out the window, and it's like. Okay, the parents have been absent. Because I remember when they were fighting each other, Kara and Freddie, when they were fighting each other in the basement, there was a line there where he says something about, like, my parents leave me alone a lot. It was, very... Yeah,
it was like a sad moment for Freddie. I was just like, oh, man, this poor kid. Like, for a second, I was like, this really mean, angry, violent kid. I feel bad. I'm like, I'm starting to see what happened here, you know?
Yeah.
We chose this random moment now, I guess, to tell you about your heritage. When I don't know when we were going to tell you, but by the way, you're a vampire.
Yeah.
And then the outro monologue, he was like, oh yeah, my parents didn't think it was a big deal to tell me, but, you know, it sure explains my anger issues.
Yeah. It's like, I think Freddie's figuring a lot of stuff out at once at the end of this book.
Yeah.
And then they find, so the button for this, a great button, is they find a bottle. What is it called? Werewolf
Sweat?
I was gonna say stank. Werewolf stank.
That's the other gamer drink is werewolf sweat.
Werewolf sweat. Yeah, that's the balls.
That one can be Red Bull.
Yeah. The Red Bull or the balls of this world.
There's something in Japan like a drink called like Pocari Sweat.
Pocari Sweat is good. Pocari Sweat.
You've had it?
Yeah, man. Oh hell yeah, I had a Pocari Sweat.
Did it taste like sweat?
Werewolf?
Werewolf?
It's guys, I know what werewolves taste like. I've had the flavor of werewolf, and it is delicious.
I guess so. I guess it'd be like a little hair. Yeah.
It's. I think Pocari Sweat is you're supposed to sweat and then drink it. Is what they say.
Okay, sure.
It's G Fuel. It's G Fuel, guys. it's come full circle. They find the werewolf sweat. Kara, of course, classic Kara, pretends to pull off the top. They fight. They knock the bottle over. It spills all over them, and Kara looks at Freddie and goes, "Growl," and then the book is over.
I like that they went through all of that stuff, which obviously, you know what? It kind of sounds like it was traumatic, but she learned absolutely nothing.
Yes, yeah. Kara is impervious to learning lessons from other people's trauma, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if our characters learned. I don't know if we've run used that filter. I don't know if our characters learned anything in any of these books. Like, I don't know if they are going through the haven't been changed part of a hero's journey.
I don't know, actually.
No transformation whatsoever.
No.
And meanwhile, Tyler is still sleeping, so...
Yeah, Tyler's finally gotten to sleep after the fears they put into him kept him up for hours.
That should be the next thing. Hey, do you want to like go like scare Tyler? Do you want to go like float outside his window and just really fuck him up?
Oh, that is a great button right there.
I mean, this was. I know, Raven. I know you haven't read all of them, and we really appreciate you going down this road with us. This was a more fun Goosebumps than I think others have been, because like. At least it just kept fucking throwing things out. Like,
yeah, Raven, I don't know if you've read Goosebumps recently besides this one, but typically you do not get a vampire in the fourth chapter. That typically does not happen.
So this was like the outlier.
You got a fun one. You got a real fun one.
Yeah, we talk a lot about how, you know, RL or whoever's ghostwriting them seems to just be kind of like filling a page count, and you totally already hit that. This feels less like, oh, I gotta pad this by just describing what clothes they're wearing now. Or, you know, as much as just like, I don't know, maybe vampires can't swim. That's a crazy idea.
And I like the theory of like, he was like really like trucking along, like this was like his magnum opus, right? And he's like trucking along at the beginning, and then he got distracted by something like a new video game came out or something, right? And then he like was like, oh shit, I forgot about vampire breath.
Yeah. Also, like, this definitely feels like it fits into. I think we found this interview, right? This isn't just our theory that.
No, we
Arlo
did. Yeah,
said that he sometimes writes the title and then figures out what the story is. Mm-hmm. This feels like he wrote the title, Vampire Breath. That sounds scary. He sent it to Tim Jacobus, who did a very fun art cover that has mean, nothing really to do with what's going on. I don't know why he's holding flowers. He's not going to give a gift to his lover.
Are they dying? I think it's I think his stank ass breath is killing those flowers.
I guess. It just seems like a very strange prop in the middle of it. I'm being nitpicky. Mm-hmm. And then RL's like, okay, gotta figure out what does that mean? What's in that jar? What's in that jar of Empire Breath?
Now that you mention it, it kind of has like a romantic feel to it, because if you look at the vampire's breath, it kind of looks like a wine bottle.
It does.
He's like holding the flowers. Yeah.
Yo,
it's almost like he didn't know anything about the story. It's just like, okay, draw this for me. He went in blind, and then he was like,
this was an original commissioned art.
He's like, oh, this could be a romance, but what if? And then he just changed it.
Oh man. Well, I think that's a bump, guys. I think we bumped.
That's a bump for sure. Raven, is there, just like to kind of give you a moment to process this, like, is this anything that met your expectations? Are you craving reading more Goosebump books for some reason? Like, honestly, what's your hero's journey having gone through this?
It was pretty refreshing because, like, I feel like this October I haven't had the chance to get like fully spoopy, so it was nice to read like the old Scholastic books and everything. Mm-hmm. And there was actually this one part where they talked about like the door. I know I'm going backwards, but like there was this part that stuck out to me because like I had a bit of nostalgia where they talked about like the hidden door, because those old houses where like there's like electrical stuff upstairs and they just like block it off so it looks like a secret chamber or something.
Yes, yeah.
It, like, had my, like, nostalgia radar going off. And I don't know, it just felt good to read it because it was like, dude, if I was, like, 10 reading this, I'd be so excited.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm going on a cool adventure. This is so much fun.
Yeah,
I would be smashing all of my furniture in the hopes that maybe there's a secret door behind it.
Yeah, I would be throwing my friend into every china cabinet we have to try and discover that door.
Yeah. It has to be done like that.
Paul, I think you said it right. This has definitely been a wonderful episode. Raven, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks, Raven. Where can people find you on the internet?
Yeah, you guys can find me over on YouTube under Bob Dunga. I use it for everything, so.
Awesome. Yeah, and we'll link to some stuff in here. We'll definitely be linking to that Beyblades episode.
Yeah.
So I gotta know that. I gotta know that world. I want to know what's going on there. Of course, everyone, thank you again for listening. If you want to check out bonus episodes, you can go to our patreon.com/goosebuds, vote on stuff we read, and join our awesome Discord. And despite the pandemic, we still have a
goosebuds.store
going on. Things are being shipped out. There's some cool things like that.
And be on the lookout for the Goosebumps branded Beyblades, which will be up there soon.
Oh my god, that'd be so spooky, just covered in razor blades.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna go start like tapping all my walls looking for secret doors.
Yeah, I'm gonna
me too.
I'm gonna go start smashing some things.
I'm gonna go punch my sister.
We're friends at first, let us know, and if you can become a vampire, let us each know so we don't become vampires.
Yeah, and please bring up. No, I want to become one, so please find me first.
I'll see you both soon. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We want to thank our loving and wonderful patrons. We're opening up the Book of Names, which is really heavy this month because last month it was very filled with dark energy protecting you from demons, from mischievous demons. A Patreon benefit that we don't often advertise, but is absolutely true and real, and you get it. All right, here we go. We'd like to thank Alice Hornby,
Stefan Jive Turkey Kuwabara,
Michael McDowell,
Cameron Murphy Audio,
Josh Robertson,
David Cron,
Nick Hinkle,
Mickey C,
Clayton C,
Nathan Dolezal,
Buddy Morrill,
Mike Planterry,
Mel Dibson,
Alacade,
Jim Greaves,
Not Too Pearl Henderson,
Joshua Lopez,
Jared Mason,
Rafsheen,
Zankeith,
Aaron T. Strunk,
Danky McStanky,
Brian Wells,
Victor,
Stealth Bates,
Zenticles,
Joseph Miranda,
Becca McWilliams,
Scott Colopy,
Patrick Reynolds,
Third Sergio,
Robert Moon,
John Keaty,
Jason Crooker,
Miguel Pardo,
Clay Castle,
Jonas Splatterman,
Christina Doling,
Matt the Half-Court Warlock Bachelor,
Calf,
Sniggy,
Matthew Plains, Strange, and Horrormobiles. Did you know I'm looking forward to that John Candy Steve Martino up in November? Come on.
Maddie,
Reinfected,
Gregory D. Warren,
Eshak Arafin,
Mikey Jello,
Alan Saylor,
Chosen One,
Sam Hash,
Rich Hilborn,
Cody Redfield,
Aiden Alexander Dice,
Bradford Coulter,
2 in the Slink, 1 also in the Slink, all 3 in the Slink then,
Dylan Vaughn,
Justin Wagman,
Joshua Jacobwitz,
Trans Rights,
Paul Grasso,
Cardboard Walk,
Joe, remember to save Earlian often, Scott. Thank you again, Joe.
Leviathan,
The John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation,
Low Belly Hate Me,
Taylor Deers,
Rug,
Up and Champ,
Alicia Grape,
Jonas Ingman,
Trent Davis,
Trendy Moron,
Brock Graham,
Moloyster, spooky,
Anthony Kuwabara,
Carl,
Elusive Koala,
Joe Gorman,
Yanni Markovina,
Blake Alvarez,
Vincent Modica,
Connor Church,
Heath Robinson,
Luke Noodles,
Hugh Bolin,
Space Tiger,
Joe,
Zambambino,
Corey Shelley,
Brooke X,
Christian Vanskever,
Jesus Christ,
Brian Hobgood,
Jeremy Lowe,
Jake Young,
Slumlord Onion,
Valhalla Black,
Jordan Lockwood,
Patreon_donator, yo,
Foolish for Deborah,
Nathan Remick,
Joe Spooky Digital Ghost Tierney,
Tom Witham,
Devaldi,
Reed Stubendike,
John the Howling Eye Duda,
Andrew, fingers crossed for a vaccine by Slinksmith. Slinkmas? Jadzik. Don't even know my own creature that I made up.
Nicholas Johnson,
Joey Evans,
Lord Cornwallis,
Elizabeth Steenweg,
Eric England,
Andrew Evans,
Cardamom Berkambino,
Daddy's Happy Apple Boy. In my mind, that's Chad. That's just Chad. That's who Chad is.
Carewise Gamgee,
Cameron Hansen,
Swag Bumps Nightmare at Camp Yellow Squire,
straightforward, non-funny name for Dom.
Just Garrett,
Generally depressing.
Goon Cahoots,
Dylan McCann,
Etonomore,
Snesh Chalmers. Yeah, said it the wrong way.
Buff Cat,
Yeah.
Sean Minogue,
Wiggle it.
Glenn,
Dan.
John Pigeon Hat Barber,
Boz Gerritsen.
Chris Pittman,
Chip Handsome. I've read that name before, but it's always great.
R.L. Slink,
Jared Canuti.
Zach Bush,
Jared Nudie.
Matt McKellen,
Stinklich.
Egg Baby,
Dr. Worm.
J.R. Chip,
The Voyant Claire.
Jonas Evan Voldson,
Calamity Carl.
Ben Bohan,
Germ Juice.
Alex Moon, the Robot Dog,
Nick Johnson.
Sarah Kemp,
Ose.
Tanya Turtle,
Chili Dish Gambino.
Stephen Day,
Bad Vibes Jr.
Brett,
Kate and Franklin. Both of them.
Daniel Hirschberger,
Ryan Carroll.
Sadie Kitson,
Jeremy Bowser.
Adam Yagoofed,
Juan Jalapena.
Megan McCormick Mason,
Muscles Bear.
S,
Ninja Breadman.
Wacky Username,
Hoodlemon.
Manuel Aviles,
Keith Halcrow.
Dakota Campion,
Chris, Keeper of the Mastosphere. Nelson. I do want to know what the Mastosphere is, but I'm not sure I'm going to be happy when I find out.
Timothy Miselduakis. Please let me know if I'm saying your name right.
Natus. Wait, that's Satan backwards. Oh my god. Hi, Satan. Welcome.
Clay McCarty,
Got little old moi pretty freaked.
Matthew Stevens,
Parker Lee.
Russell Gore,
Jimmy Soul.
Wade Norcross,
_venomous_viper.
Hamboat,
Wunderskin.
Ashley W.,
Taylor Shedden.
Raymond Hernandez,
Flemily.
The Crowfins,
Matthew Sutton.
Jordan Slamsey,
Elliot Thompson III.
Comfy System,
Nicholas Butler.
Patrick Murphy,
Jeffrey Owen Cawhey.
Kelly the Barbarian,
Who's Ryan?
Kelsey Kinnaman,
Peanutberg.
Cod Salmon,
Russell Castberg.
Xavier Jimenez,
Dr. Chocula.
Brendan Arafin,
Liam Neeson's though.
Chris Putricus. Also, please let me know if we're saying your name right.
Sunset Streak.
John W.,
Meet Virginia. MEAT. Virginia. Very important.
Adam G,
Michael Mello.
Adam Muth,
Dungeon Kappa.
Robert Allen Cook III,
The Shrekonomicon.
MC Hamster,
Zach Ware.
Tamjid Munner. Please let us know if you're saying your name right. It's a really cool name.
Ashley Northup.
Mike Spaghetti Jones.
Redemption. Redemption.
Welcome new patron George Michael Wham. Or maybe that's George Michael from Wham. Either way, big fan. Welcome new patron Michael Kupka. Welcome new patron Christopher Dowie.
And I've got some new patrons here, Tobias Clark and Julian LaMendia. I hope the demons didn't get you last month before you were protected by the Book of Names. If they did, please don't be demons hiding under the guise of being new patrons and then demonizing all of us. Please don't do that. That would be mean and very demon-like of you.
We love you all so very much. This season's been a tough one. We really appreciate interacting with you all, seeing you on the Discord, talking to you on Twitter, on the Patreon. Take care of each other, guys. We love you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. We love you. Bye-bye.